Hey guys, it's Peter. I live in Los Angeles, and in this video, I'm going to share my top 8 hikes with amazing views of the ocean. This is a great list, and I'm going to save my favorite hike in all of Los Angeles for the very end, so stay tuned. Spoiler alert, most of the amazing hikes in Los Angeles with ocean views are in Malibu. You just can't beat it. Malibu is big, it's got beautiful rolling green mountains, and it's right up against the beach, so there are tons of places there to see the ocean. This place in particular, Tuna Canyon, is so great for so many reasons. It's not that far from LA. Once you park your car on the trail, it does not take long before you are looking at the big, beautiful Pacific Ocean. You can walk to the left, you can walk to the right, doesn't matter. You're always going to have great views of the ocean no matter where you go on this hike. It's just a lovely stroll. You can bring your dog. I've been twice, and both times I went by myself, and I love to be around people, but sometimes going on a hike by yourself is great. You can go at your own leisure. You can go at your own pace. I also love to put on my headphones and dance to music as I hike along the trail. Next up is Sandstone Peak, also known as Mount Allen. I love this hike because you can see the ocean and you can have the potential to hike above the clouds. All right, I made it to the top of Sandstone Peak, the tallest peak in the Santa Monica Mountains. You can see the Pacific Ocean back there. It's covered in clouds, but it's back there. When I moved to LA, I kept seeing people post pictures of these hikes they would do on mountains that would go above the clouds. And I never could figure out how to do it. Well, finally on this hike, I figured it out. The trick is to go above the marine layer. The marine layer usually comes in the morning, especially in like May and June. It's a low-lying level of clouds. So if you go hiking near the ocean above one of these mountains in the morning, you have a good chance of getting above the clouds. So normally on this hike, you'd be able to see the Pacific Ocean from a very great height. Also on this hike is the Tri-Peaks. You can see Split Rock and also something called Balanced Rock, which is really cool. When I was on this hike, the desert flowers were blooming. It looked incredible. I also came across this poor doggy who hurt his paw on the trip and had to be carried the rest of the way.
Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine.
So I told you my favorite hike would be saved for the end, but this is my favorite non-island hike, hint, hint, to get a view of the ocean. And here's why. This is Point Mugu State Park. I used to call it Point Mugu. Somebody corrected me and said it is Mugu, so I won't make that mistake again. But this place is amazing. And the reason why is because these mountains come soaring right up into the sky as soon as they hit the beach. So you can quickly ascend to get some very close up but high up views of the ocean. I mean, look at that. Point Mugu would be my second favorite hike on the list. So you can imagine how amazing my favorite hike is going to be. Next up is Topanga State Park. If you want spectacular views of the ocean and the city, the Los Leones Trail in Topanga State Park is the hike for you. It's 4.4 miles round trip. The views of the ocean and the city are spectacular. It's easy to get to, and there's plenty of parking. It can get a little crowded on weekends, but that's just because it's a great hike. The first part is a steady incline through some brush, but soon you reach several cool lookout points. I also love the trail because it has the option to go even further into Topanga State Park. It's on my list to go back again just to see how far it goes. Next up is another great Malibu hike. It's called Zuma Canyon. It's easy to get to, about an hour from LA, and it has several hiking options. We took a quick 3-mile trail from Ocean View Trail to Canyon View Trail, but there is a longer 10-mile trail called the Zuma Canyon Trail that leads to a river. Just a couple tips on this trail. There is not any shade, so you will need to bring sun protection, and there's not really a lot of places to sit down, so you'll just need to stay on your feet. You will be sharing the trail with horses, and you will not need to see the horses to know that there are horses on this trail, so just watch your step. Next up, Rancho Palos Verdes. Rancho Palos Verdes is a beautiful coastal city sitting along the bluffs of the Palos Verdes Peninsula. It features the historic Point Vicente Lighthouse, which sits right on the edge of the oceanside cliffs. You can also visit the Abalone Cove shoreline and do some tide pool exploring. There are several hikes that go along the coastline, and they're all beautiful. You really can't go wrong. It's just a clean, sunny, and beautifully blue place to explore the LA area. Now we're going to move on to Crystal Cove State Park. This is another beautiful spot where the mountains collide with the ocean. Crystal Cove is one of the largest open spaces of natural seashore in Orange County. It's near Newport Beach and spans 2,400 acres of inland canyons and gently rolling hills that lead into 3.2 miles of sandy beach and tide pools. There are several well-maintained trails that make it a leisurely and beautiful hike. Lastly, as promised, this is my favorite hike, hands down, in the entire Los Angeles area, Catalina Island. Catalina Island is off the coast of Los Angeles in the Pacific Ocean, and you'll need to take a ferry to get there. While it does have 2 ports, Avalon and 2 harbors, most of the 22-mile-long island is open and undeveloped. It reminds me so much of Hawaii, the way the green mountains fall into the blue ocean. If you're lucky on the ferry ride out there, you'll get to see whales and dolphins. The island is also featured as one of Apple's operating systems and desktop wallpaper images. You can take a few nights to backpack across the entire island on the Trans-Catalina Trail, or you can do a day trip like I did. Okay, we're here. Time to time to check out the port. Off we go. Look at that line. If you are inspired by looking out over the endless blue Pacific Ocean like I am, then you are not going to find a better place, maybe in the entire world, than Catalina Island to do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, hit the like button, and if you enjoy this content, hit subscribe for more. Next up, check out my video on Palm Springs and the 7 best areas around to check out. See you next time.